Hello guys, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, and in today's video tutorial we're going to learn about supervised learning and unsupervised learning. So there is a basic difference between supervised learning and unsupervised learning. In supervised learning we are given the label data, in unsupervised learning we are not given the label data, we need to find the pattern, right? So first we talk about the supervised learning. So here we have a label data and we try to avoid overfitting on that data. Suppose let's take an example of this linear regression model, right? We have a data scattered across the xy plane and we draw a base fit line for that. So what does this data represent is given the x value, we are able to match the y value, right? So according by seeing this x and y values, we are able to draw the best fit line. So if I get a test data which has been never seen, I can just say the corresponding value of this x, that is y, by matching on the best fit line, right? So the line would be y equals to mx plus c, and this can also be said as the hypothesis, means the mathematical equation, right? So this is the whole scenario for supervised learning. If we represent it in a modular form, then it would be like we are given a training data, right? And we derive algorithm. For here we derive algorithm to be linear regression, and from algorithm we find a mathematical equation which suits the data to find the prediction, right? So here hypothesis is h, right? Now if I give a test data which is never seen, I'm giving the test data to this hypothesis and I'm able to calculate the prediction, right? So this is the whole module of representation of supervised learning here, right? So the thing is here the supervised learning can be of two type. One is continuous prediction and another one is categorical. So in continuous, the data is very continuous, right? So if we see here at every different x values, we are getting different y values, right? But if we see the case of categorical values, suppose there is an apple, right? Or a mango fruit, right? So it is a mango, right? So what this mango can be, there is two categories, whether a fruit is mango, that is one, or it is not a mango, right? So if I represent it in the matrix format, then it would be like this. Hope you can see it. Yeah. So this is my matrix, right? Here I have points like this. This is x, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, right? And these are the feature values f1, f2, f3, f4, f5. What are the feature values? So feature values are the points like whether this particular what is the color of the fruit, what is the shape of the fruit, what is the weight of the fruit. These are the feature. On the basis of these features, right, we try to calculate the prediction, right? So if I say that these values are filled and according corresponding to these x values we have y values, so it can be 1 1 0 0 1. So it means the top two fruits are mango, next two are not mango, and last one is mango, right? So if I see the dimension of this matrix, I have m data points, means I have m fruits to classify and I have n features to be on the basis of these features I would be classifying that fruit is mango or not. So the matrix representation would be m cross n, right? And here the y would be m cross 1, means I have to give the result for m fruits cross 1 into 1, right? Because here our categorical representation is 0 or 1 only, whether it is fruit or not. There could be many other multi-dimensional what I can say representation, like there could be 3 categories, 4 categories, 5 categories. So for that we use different representation. Suppose we have 3 fruit, we need to classify their 3 fruit. One is apple, mango, and orange. So initially we can say 1 2 3, right? But when we calculate in the form of in the matrix representation, then what we do, we represent it by 0 0 0 1 1 0, like this, right? So it's a different thing, we'll understand this thing afterward, but the basic idea behind supervised learning was this one only, right? So it can be used in image classifications also. Suppose here's the image, right? So image is comprised of the pixel values. So in the pixel values I have In the pixel values, I have the values for the each pixel, and getting the information about those pixel, I'm able to say whether this is an image for dog, cat, or anything which is earlier feed in the training data. For text, we can say whether the email is spam or not spam. We can see by extracting the features out of the text and representing it in that format, right? So this is all about supervised learning. If we move towards the unsupervised learning, the difference behind unsupervised learning is it don't have labels to in the training set, right? So suppose uh, I have some points here and I have some points here. So basically by seeing this data, I can say that this is one categorical data and this is another one categorical data, and I'm representing it with class 0 and I'm representing it with class 1, right? So as you can see, if any point comes at this point, I can definitely say that this would be in class 0 for sure, right? So this is the way to identify if a problem is unsupervised problem or a supervised problem. So there could be some more basic problem set for unsupervised learning. Could be like object segmentation. What is object segmentation? Suppose there is an image of mountain and there is a sky. So we can just differentiate between the mountain and sky by the pixel values. So we can say that these pixel values would be same for the mountain, but across this border it would be different. So our model will able to classify this thing to be a different object and this thing to be a different object, right? And if I say for similarity detection, right? So suppose you are doing shopping on the Amazon website where you are buying a keyboard, right? So along with the keyboard, many people have bought the mouse also or monitor also. So these things can be categorized in one kind of thing, right? So whenever it comes and you want to categorize, you are buying monitor, then in the suggestion part the keyboard and mouse will also be there for you. So this is the kind of similarity detection problem which can be solved easily using unsupervised learning. So I hope you got the clarity about supervised and unsupervised learning. These examples are for unsupervised learning, right? So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much.